This comes to us from the Daily Beast, and it's talking about how less than a year after Charlottesville, the alt-right is self-destructing.
Are we surprised?
No, I'm not. Especially when most of them are banked on this culture of personality that they seem to have. And the article says here, some have turned federal informant. Others are facing prison time. More are named in looming lawsuits, and all of them are infighting.
Yeah.
Huh.
And we talked about this a couple of weeks ago where we talked about Matthew Heimbach and his neo-Nazi group, the Traditionalist Worker Party.
Yeah.
Kind of broke up over some cuckolding, trailer park incest that was going on.
Oh, that was just horribly delicious.
Which it says here in the article says it felt like a too obvious metaphor.
Uh-huh.
Like, we're living in the simulation. I'm convinced. There's nothing I can do about living in the simulation. I'm just going to have to continue living within it. But the thing is, like, we're in the cancer verse. I mean, they set the variables to shit,
We definitely got the bad, but I'm not convinced I'm living in a simulation. But
if this is
might as well be. Might as well be. So
I could be a brain in the vat for all I know. I don't fucking care though. That's the thing.
But yeah,
because there's nothing I can do about it.
I hate that argument. Like, what if you are? And I'm like, what if I am?
So what? I don't know any different.
This is my reality. This is what
if I'm in the Matrix, I'm in the fucking Matrix. Who knows? Who cares? But anyway, back to the fucking alt-right people that we're talking about here. Let's see. The Southern Poverty Law Center has released a map documenting 954 hate groups in the U.S., a 20% rise since 2014. In a January report, the Anti-Defamation League found that white supremacists had killed about 18 people in 2017. It's probably higher than that. The alt-right has had a bad month, it says here. In recent weeks, prominent white supremacist Richard Spencer has dropped a lawsuit against Kent State University and canceled his speaking tour.
Yep. Dropped the lawsuit because he didn't have a suit. He didn't have a case.
Right.
He's claiming that anti-fascist protesters opposed him at every stop, saying that Antifa is winning. This is quote, Antifa is winning.
Yes, but his quote was that they will use, like, they were more evil than them. It was a victim narrative is what he was trying to sell.
Yeah.
So
no, that's the fact that they're shutting down your platform. I mean,
right.
Yeah, he was trying to use his old school white supremacist victim narrative, but the problem is
we know it.
We see you.
Yeah.
And so it says here that Heimbach was arrested days after Spencer canceling his tour. The implosion of the Traditionalist Worker Party. It's not exactly as though we thought that was planned in some way, but it's a spectacular implosion of a key player in this universe.
It goes to show that they're not based on anything real. It's exactly like the Republicans. I'm sorry, but I know everyone's like, don't call Republicans racist, but their party's kind of been racist for a long time.
Not all Republicans are racist, but pretty much all racists are Republicans. So
we don't get the stupid fucking comment where people are talking about, well, Democrats this. I'm like, yes, we understand the party switched.
Yes,
here's the problem, though. What I was getting to specifically was they've been so rhetoric-based that they've done no actual organizing or planning.
Right.
And so when the Republicans got the chance to write the tax plan, they hadn't prepared for it, and they wrote a shit bill. Not that I just disagree with it.
It was actually a shitty bill. Yeah.
And so now these white supremacists, they've been bitching and they've been vying for power for so long, but they never actually planned what they were going to do with the power. They never planned on what governance actually looked like. And so they're falling apart. Like it's from the top down, from Trump down to the fucking trailer parks. All of them are falling apart. And because the rest of us on the other side have been going, yeah, no, we've been planning. Like, we know what we want. You guys just spouted hateful, fearful rhetoric forever and made you feel justified in your hate, but you actually did no governance or planning, which is also why the Nazis did not succeed. They didn't. They fell apart.
No, they didn't. Yeah.
The person here says that currently the biggest divide is between people who believe in online activism versus real world activism. After Charlottesville, Daily Stormer founder Andrew Anglin, for example, posted things criticizing in real life protests. If you're not willing to show up in the streets for this shit, that means that you don't believe in anything that you're actually fucking saying.
Yeah.
He said that when PayPal and Facebook started banning accounts, he was pointing out that these aren't good things for us. Taking to the streets isn't necessarily positive because the optics were bad. Because you're fucking carrying swastikas and shit, guys.
I was actually optics were bad.
Okay, I was actually just listening to a former white supremacist explain this. They've been constantly trying to better their optics. And they've done it. A lot of their things have reached the mainstream, but the other problem to that is now a lot of people are seeing them in the mainstream and going, "Oh fuck."
No. Yeah.
As we found with the New Yorker guy that showed up, that he was a neo-Nazi kind of person. Well, I don't think he said neo-Nazi. He said he's alt-right or something.
Yeah.
He showed up at Charlottesville and was like, oh, magically he lost his job. Yeah, because people don't have to hire you if they don't like the way that you believe things. So, all right,
bad
what it says here.
If you are anti-woman and anti-people of color, because they're going to hire those people. And if you are inherently biased, you're bad for business.
So it says here, you remember Chris Cantwell, the crying Nazi, the guy that got busted after the Vice News documentary came out?
Yeah, the sad sack. Yeah.
At the Unite the Right rally, it says here, Cantwell has produced a podcast which ran on the Daily Stormer until Anglin allegedly removed it without telling Cantwell earlier this month. Infighting. It's so much fun. And he says, as far as I can tell, that's what's going on, and they're just throwing barbs back and forth over it. I think that there's a lot of, maybe professional is the wrong word, but professional jealousies here. Cantwell's blog or podcast gets more popular, and that pisses off other members of the alt-right who want to be the center stage. That's what they have. You have a bunch of people that want to be the center of fucking attention. It's a cult of personality.
Okay, so not to toot our own horn here or anything, but I feel like that's where this show has an advantage. We're not looking for a cult of personality. We're not trying to... We love having more listeners, and we love having people be with us in this conversation and part of our discussion groups and stuff like that. That's really super wonderful.
Yeah.
But we've consistently said, don't make us your fucking heroes.
No, we are not. No.
We're fallible human beings, and we're going to disappoint you.
We are not a cult of personality here. And that's something we've criticized the atheist movement on is it's been largely basically cult of personality. And that's not what we are. And that's something I have to credit this show with is like we're not trying to sell ourselves as extra smart or extra anything except for extra for all the right reasons. No, it's just these guys have been building cults of fame, right? Online basis, they say things that pander to people and their beliefs, and
basically
it makes them feel empowered, and it makes them, but it's largely nonsense. There is no real empowerment happening there,
right?
And this show is just three assholes who like when we're trying to empower you, it's on a personal level, not on a like existential level. So so it's just us like being like things are shitty, you got it
right. It's a group of people that have basically confused fame for power.
But that's exactly what our culture has developed. But
it
is
is
a real revolution against that now, and it's
absolutely
so fucking awesome.
Yeah,
so fucking awesome. I could die.
Yeah. Fame and notoriety do not equal power.
Before I finish this whole thing up here, I want to let you guys know that Cantwell himself has been having problems with Weave, who's the other guy that formed the alt-right website, the white supremacist website, the Daily Stormer. Yeah. He's been talking with him, and Christopher Cantwell has said that I am a federal informant, he has said. And so alt-right guys are not happy about this, but he's trying to say that that he is a informant trying to get the people on the anti-fascist group like reported to the FBI and everything. It's like, no, that's not usually what happens. They don't go to the opposition to find out about the people within a group. They usually go to the people within the group. You don't go to Hillary Clinton to get charges on Donald Trump. You go to fucking Carter Page, who knows everything about the own group that he's in. And so there's been fighting back and forth between these people, and it's just delicious that they're falling apart in such a spectacular fucking
manner. Sorry, YouTube people.
Right there. And so it's going to continue to splinter. It's going to continue to fraction because these people don't understand what it takes to lead a movement. It's not about fame. It's not about who's got the louder message. It's fucking consistency. And like Felicia said, that's something we've got going for us, is that we're consistent.
Absolutely.
Every fucking week.
Perfectly consistently inconsistent.
Yeah. Also, listen up, atheists. That means you too.
Yeah.
That means you too, atheists. It's not just about getting fame. It's about actually doing shit. Got it?
Android.